And, imagine how Moses felt. A passion for his people, wanting things to happen in his time and not God's. That's something we all face at least once in our lives. Moses went as far as striking down a man for the love of his people. And a lot of times when we try to do something like that, if we try something out of the will of God's power and under our own will, we fail. Because even with our right motives, without God's timing, no one can lead in the correct direction. With right motives, without God's timing, you're led into wrong actions. In verse 11, we see that happen when Moses, struck down the Egyptian. But that doesn't mean God forsaked him. That doesn't mean God pushed him to the side. He still had a plan for him. And I think, really, what was happening was Moses was too comfortable. He was okay with his life as it was. But God gives us an awareness before an assignment. What Moses and what we see as a hard time, as a struggle, was something beyond that. We see Moses was staying in honor in the eyes of the Egyptians and the Hebrews. He was in a place no other person in God's plan could take. We see Moses in a position of value on multiple fronts with honor, respect, and loyalty. And that whole time God was building a leader, and Moses didn't understand that, but instead tried to make it happen faster.